holidays, everyone. Time for another Willie's Pickup and Rambling video. Well, it's after Thanksgiving. It's actually Thanksgiving weekend after Thanksgiving. Not a whole lot went on this week. I didn't really hardly go any place. I pretty much just stayed home, worked around in the room here and everything. Did get a few pickups. I did go out on Black Friday to try to find some deals and stuff. But first, let's talk about some interesting things that are going on out in the community right now. Of course, the ColecoVision's podcast, I'll be doing a special clip episode. It's not going to be a full episode. The one game we are going to talk about is Santa Saves Christmas. It's a free game that was put out a few years back by a ColecoVision enthusiast. And basically, it plays like Stampede on the Atari 2600. You just got to try to keep the presents from getting by you. It's a fun little game. So we'll talk about that. We'll share some Christmas memories, and then we'll do some other things. Just give us a Christmas show. Also, my friends over at Retro Gaming Roundup, they're offering the CG Adventures game for the Atari 2600 for free now. You can actually download the ROM for free. So I'll put a link in the show notes so you can go grab that ROM so you can give it a try. It's a really fun adventure type game. If you listen to the Retro Gaming Roundup podcast, you'll know the whole backstory of CG Adventures. It's basically, they were at a show, and this deaf guy came by and stole this big stack of show CDs and ran off with them. And that's the whole basis of the game. It's pretty funny. Next up, there's a new podcast coming out I'm pretty excited about. It's called the SNES Podcast. It's going to be hosted by Soul Blazer, and he's looking for a co-host as well. I like the Super Nintendo system, mainly because of Knights of the Round. I love Knights of the Round on that thing. So I'm looking forward to hearing that podcast come out. He does have an intro episode, which is interesting to listen to. I'll put a link down below so you can go download this intro episode and give it a listen. I had the ColecoVision's contest this past Thursday on Thanksgiving, where I had the drawing for the ColecoVision system I was giving away to celebrate 1,000 subs on my YouTube channel and basically the 1-year anniversary for ColecoVision's podcast. And Mr. Blake Leslie won the system. So I'm getting it mailed off Monday to him and hope to hear back from him to see how he's enjoying it and everything. Also, on the ColecoVision front, one of my guys I know that lives about a couple hours from me, who's done some ColecoVision games already, like Tank Command for one, he's doing a new game, Tron Light Cycles, for the ColecoVision. I am really stoked for this one. I'll definitely buy this when he puts it out. So far, it looks really neat. He's spending a lot of time on the graphics, make it look like the arcade game, the sound effects and everything. So I plan on going up to his place after the holidays and do a little interview with him for the ColecoVision's podcast and try some of this game out and everything. So I'm pretty stoked about this one. Another one that's coming out for the ColecoVision, you can actually watch YouTube videos of it, is Bagman. Great arcade game. It's being ported to the ColecoVision. It's going to be a 32 kilobyte cartridge. It's going to have digitized sound effects in it to emulate the arcade game. Plus, it's supposed to have a high score save, and it's supposed to have Super Bagman on the cartridge as well. So this will be an awesome cartridge to watch out for. It's another one I plan on buying when it gets released. So that's pretty much all the happenings this week that I've been noticing. So let's go to my meager pickups now. First thing I picked up at the flea market, I didn't really find a lot of flea market yesterday, was I found this really nice Commodore joystick. Pretty neat. Pretty much exactly like an Atari joystick, just a little bit laid out differently. So I'm pretty happy to find that. I've not seen too many of those running around. I'd like to find a set of the Commodore paddles as well. But for Black Friday, Dollar General had the new flashback systems on sale for $28 a piece. So of course, and they were limited in numbers at each store. I went to 4 different stores, and it took me 4 stores to get all 3 of these consoles because they only had a limited number. This one store said they only had like 2, which that's what comes in the box, 2 per box. So very hard to come by in my area. But first one I picked up for $28 is the Dollar General exclusive Intellivision flashback that has the extra game, baseball, in there. Pretty cool. This is a neat system. A lot of fun to play. I really liked it. I got one already. I picked that up because it was the exclusive version. I know I'm a nut. Next one I picked up, of course, I had to pick up the Atari Flashback 5. You know, it's on sale, $28. Went ahead and picked it up. The unfortunate thing about the Atari Flashback 5 is for some reason, I guess Taito will not allow them to put the Atari 2600 version of Space Invaders on these consoles. So it's got the arcade version of Space Invaders. See it right there. That's a bummer. I like Space Invaders in the arcade, but I also like the Atari 2600 Space Invaders. I just wish they would allow them to put the 2600 version on here. It has a lot of neat games on there. It has a lot of unreleased games. Had a couple games in here that interest me. One was called Sword Fight by M Network. Never heard of that one. Check that out. And then, of course, lastly, I picked up the ColecoVision flashback. They has Penguin Adventure on there as the 61st game. And basically, Arctic Adventure, sorry. Basically, it's a racing game with a penguin. You race over the ice sheets, you dodge holes in the ice and polar bears and stuff, and just see how fast you can get through the course. It's a little racing game with the ColecoVision. It's a lot of fun. Not too bad. So that's all the pickups for this week. I know it's short and sweet. Not a whole lot. Next week I'm still on vacation. Might go out and try to find some more stuff. Don't know. Whichever way the wind blows me. So that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching.